Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of our CanalTown here in City Skylines. But today guys, we are going to continue expansions and potentially start the build of a brand new industry. Now that is because last episode we built a brand new university because some peeps needed to be educated. And that university turned out to be a trade school. So I thought it's about time we get not only another industry in, but we need to make some serious cash and provide the resources to grow CanalTown to what we know it can truly become. So if you do enjoy this guys, smash that like button down below. If you're new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when the next episode does come out. Now, I've been giving some thought. We have a small little fishing industry just here, and then we have a large farming industry over here. My forest industry is not going to be as big as the farming. It's probably going to be in the middle between the fishing and the farming. And I've given it some thought because somebody commented saying in Senek, there is so much forestry around CanalTown, it would be a great idea to build a forestry industry. And I thought that was a pretty good thing to kind of implement in. And then I did start thinking about where I could pull it. Because I'm going to need two things, a highway connection and a train connection. And I thought, oh, this area looks pretty good. We've got the road coming in, we've got the train tracks over there, but then I realised the majority was on a big steep hill. So I thought, okay. Over here maybe, because again, train tracks over there. I got to configure all of this if I want to connect it up. But I thought to myself, hold on. We have this area over here. Now, for the longest time, I do need to reconfigure this whole little section to allow the road to continue down. And I thought, well, what if I built it over there? I could change this whole interchange right now to allow it to go 4 ways, so the road passes over to access this area. It's pretty much flat for the majority of this bit here until it does slowly start to go uphill. And I can also reconfigure the train line to continue straight over, and we just kind of create a little link between the two. And it's near the industry. Near export areas? Sounds pretty good to me, guys. Sounds pretty good to me, which is pretty much where I'm going to build it. So, we need to get things rocking and rolling. I need to kind of first start changing this. So what we'll do this episode then is we'll lay down all the basic infrastructure to allow us to kind of build this forestry area. So, I need to turn this into a 4-lane interchange. 4-way interchange, not a 4-lane, a 4-way interchange. Pretty much like this one. Now, I don't want to build this, even though this is so perfect, if I do say so myself, because there's a lot of layers, a lot of lanes, and it just seems over-engineered for what we need it to do. So I'm hoping I can kind of get away. For example, you have, when it splits here into the two, there and there, one to go to the left, one to go to the right. What if this stayed as a double lane, and then when it got to here, there was a little link between these two roads. Where that link is, where that road goes underneath, it only links these two there. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and under-engineer this over-engineered interchange. And I'm going to try and place it here. Now the difference is, this kind of comes in at a quite like slight little angle. If I redid all this, what if I made it go completely straight? And then we have a straight connection linking to all of this. Ooh. Or at least stagger it down a bit so it kind of comes out and then bends and goes up. Either way, the whole thing needs to be done in pause mode. So, we're going to delete everything that is here except the highway underneath. So, delete this going across the top right now and bringing it all the way down because we're going to reconfigure this whole section. So, all this just to allow us to have access to a forest industry, but it's going to also give us better connections in general anyway. So, get rid of all of this. This is now pretty much all gone. Yep, delete you. Yep, delete you. So this bit here is pretty much straight for the most part. And we also need to then configure it to where it's all single lanes. Because at some point, we're going to get this all switched up and changed. So if I just go to there, because we got to do all the lane management stuff. Some reason it doesn't want to work here. Oh, there's a random bit just there, just chilling. Just chilling, boys. So bring you across to there. And actually, I'm going to delete a lot of this to here. Because I want the straightness coming in. So they're pretty much the same space in there. So if I run this all the way up. Run that all the way down. We should have the same nodes in between. Yes, perfect. Okay, this is glorious. This is absolutely glorious. So just like this one then, where is it? We got the 2 down below, and I'm going to have the 2 going up and across. So before I do go any further, I'm going to figure out what the spacing is between this. So if I bring up my parallel tool, So if I increase the space in here, what is it? That there is a 32, right? Yeah, that's a 32. So what I'm going to do right now then is elevate by 10. Why can't, hold on, what's going on here? Why can't I just go like to 10? Elevation, 10. Wait, what's going on? Oh, there we go. Oh, it went up in freeze. So if I change that to 1, I assume it would. I had I had a dumb moment right there. I really did have a dumb moment. If I spin that to 5, and I bring this back into, is that by 5 as well? Right, I'm just hoping I can get these nodes set up correctly. So flip you round. So that's in there, and that's going to be the straight bit that goes over that, which will eventually bend and connect over to that. Now, for the sake of having this work beautifully, we are then going to flip it round. And remember, 32, bam. We are now perfectly centered over the top. Glorious. So just to make things a little bit easier for us now at this point, we will extend out by another 20 that way. Back in this way, and then do it on this side as well. Another 20 that way, just to give us the space that we need to work with. So what we'll do then, we'll create the little flyover routes. So on this one, we did the up and overs on the right side to go over to the left side. So I'm recreating this here. And we have to use a double road for this as well. So if I do it here and give us the space, so... oh, actually, that's a good point. Was it the outer side that it did it on? It is, so it gives us even more room. Okay, so if I go here, 1... Okay, that's fair enough there, that one. Alright, perfect, perfect. And that becomes a 10 away. So a 10 away on here is 1 back down from there. Which you can't get the setup. So this is where all of this alignment now needs to come in. So if I just quickly go for a 10 away there, which will be here. So underground, that node comes to there. Right, it ends just there. See, there's a lot of pain and torture you got to throw into this to get this exactly how you want it. So while that then kind of stuck over, so from there by 1, that's how it worked. By 1, and then we'll do a 10. I need this pretty much to connect to that. So this is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. And we'll also get it on the opposite side as well. So that there is the... So it's by another 3. Alright, raise this back up, boys. Raise this back up. Bam. A 10. And then just do it on this final side here. Which is here. Bam, bam. A 10. Okay. Right. This should be everything that we need right now to get it connected. Now, yes, I do need to raise those. But we'll use the connection tool and we'll go from there to there. And we'll do the maximum we can apply on the bend. Actually, no. We'll kind of figure out a space for this. So the 93.3 is what we'll aim for. Bam, bam. 93.3 is the gap in the middle. 93.3, because we have to create a connection just here between these two. Then single lane this. So the more you do it, the closer it is, the sharper the bend. That's how you have to kind of think of it. So with that said then, I can then pick the nodes in between. Which should be here, here, and here. And then we're going to raise these just slightly up and over, so we've got enough space for vehicles to pass underneath, which I reckon that there is perfect. Oh, that's perfect. I feel like that one here is slightly higher than the other one. Let me just double check. Yes, oh yes it was. That was weird, wasn't it? Right, there we go. Perfect. So then we'll angle all these down. So let's do that real quick then. Let me get rid of this. From there to there. There to there. Here to here. And then here down to here. Perfection, boys. Perfection. Nice and simple up and overs. So now then, we're going to try and see what a connection would look here. So if I did it like this, and then did this one like this, which means then that this needs to be all upgraded to a singular lane, that to a singular lane as well, and then with the power invested in your boys' move it tool, we then create a bend, just like that. Just like that. Simplistic. So if you turn, so this obviously we're free lane, straight on, stay on the left, turn the first two turn off, left and right. This one bends round beautifully, goes down there, or obviously you got a nice little bend there to connect into there. So that there is all we kind of need in many ways. It's all we kind of need to kind of create this, but then you have to replicate the opposite way. So what it then does is, you know, the ones underneath, it kills them off and kind of combines them as one. So it's going to be quite a fun little junction. I'm already liking this. I'm already liking this. So now we have to try and replicate the exact same thing, but a little bit higher than previous ones. So while that works out gloriously, oh, I've just realised the elevation change is quite dramatic. So there's a 10. So bam, bam. Come out by another 10 there. So I'm going to try and do the exact same things again. And then we'll play around with all the height differences. There we go. So using the connection tool right now. So then this one's going to over here. And remember, I need the 93.3. This one's going to over here. 93.3. And of course, we're going to make this one higher than the other one. So first things first is make them all the same object height as you, in case there's a little bit of confusion. And then we're just going to raise this up just ever so much above the other one. I'm liking this. This is quite the design. This is quite the design, boys. So we'll go with that. Right, we'll go with that. And then, so we might have to extend that a little bit further down in both ways just to kind of get the angles. So if I do another 10 on each single one, so the elevation changes, becomes nice and smooth. And we'll have to flip everything around to the right direction as well. But I'm liking the idea of this. I'm liking the idea of this, boys. Very good. So, the angling right now. So we'll go from here with you. Do I go right down to there, or should I go for here first? So that difference there is not too bad. We'll sort all this out and then we'll do the connections for them. To there. Because they are still quite steep and harsh. So then you go to over there, you go to over here. Then this becomes a singular road. And then we bend this in. Damn, boy. That looks pretty cool. Looks like a little plus sign, doesn't it? Nice. Nice. That's my only response at the moment. Nice. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, boys. Pretty symmetric as well, which is quite good in the old OCD. So, let's flip all this round then. So, actually, that's got to go that way, hasn't it? So, that comes in... So, this goes this way. That goes that way, straight down. This comes this way. That goes that way. This goes this way. That goes that way. Sweet. You flip you round. And flip you as well. Straight down there. That way. Okay, it's all flipped round accordingly. Now, granted, we still got a couple of elevation changes we still need to kind of sort out. So all of this here should align to this. There we go. And are these all the same heights? These should all be the same heights. So you should be able to get away with the alignment there. So going from there to there. From there to here. And then from there to there. Is that all okay? No. We're just going to change all this now. There to here. So it's all going to be different like angles, and we're going to have to redo this again in just a moment as we connect it to the actual highway itself. So there to there, which is not really any much of a change here. That is perfect if I've ever seen a junction in my life. Perfection. Oh, it looks good. I will admit it does look pretty good. So let's get this now down to the ground. So we'll start with this one first then. So we'll do another, actually we'll do a 12. 12 down to a 0. 12 down to a 0. And then of course we need to figure out the connection just here. So wherever we connect, and if I did it by a 10, it then becomes the 3-lane road after that. So we'll bend this ever so slightly, bend that ever so slightly. And that's how it should work, no dramas. He says. No dramas, he says. So it goes from a 3, singular, and then the 2, that's split. Oh, I just realised this road here is bending, isn't it? So delete that back. And then just work with this. So if I bring that up to here, bring that down. That's plenty of room right now to kind of bring this all down right now. So by the 12, is that the 12 there? Yep. And then we did a 10, didn't we, for the connection in. So that there is the 10. The 10. Bend that ever so slightly. And then this here becomes the 3-lane road. So is that right? Looks about right. Maybe bend a tad bit more. Yeah. And then we'll get this all connected. So we'll delete this a little bit further back. Just to give us a better connection and a better transition to the roads. Right. So this road itself right now is going to be quite interesting, because now this is the first side of it which is elevated. So bringing you out, so we have to then do it by a 12, which will be to there. Then another 10, and then we'll do another 10 just to be on the safe side. Right, there we go. And we will have to change all this elevation as well. But that's how it's going to work. So this then, hang on, hold on. It doesn't have to do that because we're already at the right elevation. So I could already go for a 10 connection now, right? Unless I give it an additional, if I give it the full 12, then the 10, just so we can replicate what we've done. 12, then the 10. Which this one doesn't want to work, because I think I did it the opposite way around, didn't I? there, and then bam. 10. Right, perfect. And then this here becomes the 3-lane road. So move it tool. Bend that one as well. And then just quickly flip the roads that I need to flip. There we go. So we'll do that side in just a moment. Let's just get this highway all connected up. So that does wonders. So I've got to get this now connected to over here. So I reckon we do it just there. And we need to pick a quick point right now. So we'll go there and we'll do the 12 and we'll raise it up to 10. Go from there with the 12, raise it up to 10. That was that one was an 11. What am I doing? 12 raised up to 10. And then with the beautiful connection tool, this is my best friend, okay? Don't talk bad about my best friends. It's a case of I could give us a nice little solid straight strip or kind of elevate the bends a bit more. 161.3. 161.3. Oh, that. Oh, because I just realised the reason it's doing that is because of the nature of this bend. Because the gap there is a lot different from the gap there, so the bend's going to be slightly off. So, best way to fix that is to parallel tool it. So if I paralleled it from there to there. And I wonder if this works the same right now in terms of 32. It does. Perfect. And the nodes are not the same height. Well, it is there, just not here. That's something we're going to have to fix in just a moment. So to there, to there, to there. And then you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know the differences. So just selecting these two nodes right now. I mean, are the heights that different? They are. Look at the bump that kind of incurs here. So from there to here. Oh, that's definitely a lot lower there, isn't it? Okay, I didn't realize the sheer. I mean, it's still fine. It still elevates over, but I didn't realize the sheer drop in elevation change that was taking place there. Do the same just there like that, because I can smoothen this out with the terraforming. I didn't. Oh, that's the bump from the previous highway road. That's what that is. Right, smoothing that all out. Right, does that affect anything else? I mean, the height of these is all now determined by the stack junctions anyway. So we'll be okay. Everything now should be working fine. But just to play out the safe game, if I just bring it to there, because then I can do a transition down to here, which is a lot smoother, a lot cleaner. From there to here, we now just got to redo these real quick. Now I'll redo them when I got all that fully connected. But can you believe it? It took me this long just to get this junction all up and running. Man, I haven't even started on the train junction yet. So in reality then, I can put it back into play mode. But oh, hang on, I'm just going to get this connected here. So this will be fun, right? This will be really fun right now. I reckon we'll use the connection tool to go from here, obviously, to here. There we go. Now, I wonder if I can get the same effect going back this way. There we go. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So I can now press play. Let me just get the lanes configured. All right. So you come into there, you split here, you merge here. So every junction right now, I need to kind of add this in. There we go, and every highway connection here, we add this in. And then just here. So what a way to kind of completely stack. It's all done over on that side, done all here. They can merge between different lanes moving down, coming from it. So obviously they can't go straight ahead because I haven't set that just up at the minute. But this will be interesting to see how they now navigate all of this. I mean, it's made it where they can now go in both directions. You know, with this added in. But it's a copy of this. Just not as many layers and as over-engineered. It's under-engineered, kind of, if that's how you want to word it. But at least we can access this area right now, which is going to be glorious. So I've got to then bring this down. We've got to bring this down, so we're going to bring it down to the ground. So first things first then, we need to transition that. Is that also by a 10? Yeah. So we need to transition it, all down by a 12. So by a 12, because it just seems like well, it's the best way to transition it. That's the best way to put it. 12 is the longest you can do with the gradient from 10 to 0. Right, perfect. So that's now transitioned down to there. So we've done the 12. Right, and then it was a... So what is that full distance? That to there is a 32. There to here was a 32. Then it's a 10 bend in. Right, got it. I have got it, boys. So we'll do a 20 just to kind of have a little bit additional length. And then we're doing a 10 to bend in. 10 and a 10. So we'll bend this truly all the way out. And then we'll upgrade you and you. So let's quickly just sort out this before we go any further. So we're now accessing this area on a free lane highway, which is quite crazy when you think about it. Yeah, a free lane highway. So we've got to end this ASAP. And that will be done very well with a roundabout. So, do I try and build a roundabout myself? Or do I incorporate the roundabouts that are already in the game? For example, I could use the 3-lane roads, connect like that, and then go for a 10 by 10, a 10 by 10. So I'm just mimicking what we've got here. 10 by 10. So I've created like an oblong, an oval of a roundabout. It's a little bit too big, isn't it? That is definitely a little bit too big. So how about I go to a 6 by 6? Six by 6 is a little bit better. Right, that's a little bit better. And then we're going to do a transition between all of this anyway. So we'll have... Now, how did I do the other industry areas? We've kind of allocated the thinner variation of the 4-lane road. We've used this one, haven't we? Yeah. So if I come off it in both directions... So if I come off it by a 10 to push in that direction. And if I come off it just by a 10 just there. Is that too far, that one? That one was too far. So that's how we're going to come off the area. And then delete you. And then we're going to transition the 3-lane into a 3-lane. Which I think is still ridiculous. I'm not even going to lie to you right now. I think it's kind of ridiculous that we're transitioning into that. But we'll do a 5, 5. And a 6. Right, which does kind of slightly throw off my bend, but it should still work all at the same time. It's unique. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I don't know how I feel about this. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know how I feel about this. So let me just push this back through again. And if I bend that like this, and yeah, we keep that as it is there. We could get away with that. It might seem, I mean, it's ridiculous in any sense whatsoever. But I'm just trying to keep to the lane math of it all. But it should work anyway. It should work anyway. So, bringing this back in. Where's the road that I just used for it? Is it in here? Yes. We'll do a 5 for this. A 5 for you. And then we'll use the 2 lane on the highway. So a 6. And a 6. This is completely squiffed. My whole roundabout. There we go. Bend and bend. I can see us having some serious problems with this. Oh, wrong button. 6. By a 6. Alright, bringing that in. Slight bend and a bend. Ta-da! Bow, 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 bow. What are the chances I'm going to have issues with this, guys? What, I mean, it'd also be a good idea if I had these facing the right way. Right. Bam. No, still doesn't want to play a game. Right, you're that way. Oh, it's because this one's facing the wrong way around. Wait, what's going on? In and out, in and out. You shake it all about. There we go. No wonder they didn't want to play ball. Right, very good. Very good. We now have access to that area. So this is doing exactly what I needed to do. This whole interchange right now, it works perfectly fine. It gives us access to this area over here, which we're going to use to build our kind of wood industry. But we also need to implement the trains. But let me first, finally, let's finalize this whole junction with sorting out the elevation changes. So from there to here, I'm going to incorporate some nice slopes. From there to there, I mean, they're going to be steep. Don't get me wrong, they're going to be steep. Very good, sir. Very good. Oh, hold on. I just realized the sheer drop on this. So if I bring that there to there, does that work on the old bump? Gotta slightly bring that up, haven't we? It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Let's just throw that out there. Maybe I should have done that with these ones. Incorporate that all the way down. It's never going to be perfect, guys, but, you know, it is what it is. I still think it's pretty cool. So, we have this all connected then. We do need to bring the train line in, which that in itself is going to be quite the procedure. So, to connect it up to a V like this is actually quite an easy task to do, believe it or not. It's just how we're going to implement the area around here. Now, I reckon we do something similar to what we did over here, where we had the industry and then we had some processing buildings with the export area just on the left. I could replicate the same thing here, having the export area on the left and a few of the buildings going through there. Worst case scenario, I do a little something goes underneath, but I don't think it needs to kind of come to that. I just need to get the train line up and over. So from here, oh, I'm just gonna, let me just quickly, you know, I might as well pause because I've got to do this either way. So this is remaining at a 10 and going straight over and across. So at a 10, going straight over and across. Oh no, this is at a 7. Alright, raise you up to a 10. I might have to kind of do the gradient to reach up to this height because the land does start to kind of go up and up and up. Now, I need to, obviously, I don't know how I'm going to link it over here. That's the big issue. Because I don't know how everything's going to go. So I reckon I just focus on getting this connected. Now, we'll get rid of this one because I'm not going to do it here, to be honest. I'm not going to do it just there. We're going to kind of bring it off here and then kind of connect it down to here in some fashion. So we need to figure out what the best way to do this will be. And that would be using the parallel tool, believe it or not. So from there to 4 let's go by 5 segments. And let's bring this out. So I'm going to bring it out by a 20. So by 5 segments there, so I can delete these 2. And then we'll V it there and we'll make it go round, down, and then connect into here, which will make things a little bit more spicy, but I think a lot more fun. So then if I pick from there, 1, 2, if I go from here to here by the 20 there, and we'll delete you, you, and you. So we're going to give it a bigger radius to kind of bend on that bit. So then we just got to find the central point to this one, which it will be here, which I'll bring it down just to there. And then we'll start our bend. So our bend can be a 15. We're quite generous. Okay, it's going to be a 16 by 16, I've decided. And then delete you. So that there is a 21. Do you see how perfect that is? By a 20. Okay, that's not the most perfect bit there, but select it, push it over. Now it's a 21. Do you see how perfection this is right now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. And now we can bend these. To create the turn. Right, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult right now to find the middle center point, but it should be around here, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. So I reckon I'm going to bring it from there. So if I do the 10 just there, just to bring this back up, delete this 10. Now, because this is on a bend itself, you're not going to get it perfect. So it might be a tad short, a tad big. You know, it is what it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that went funky. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. To then bend you, and then to bend you. Nice. So we're going to keep this on the ground. So we'll bring it up to, I mean, where's the going across? It's about there, which I reckon's even. And then we'll do, because we did it at 16 by 16, we'll replicate the 16 by 16. There we go. And then obviously we'll bring this to the floor by the 12, and then we'll angle the rest of it. So what is that to here? That's a 21. So do a 5. You're looking at then a 16, right? 16 by 16. Magical. Magical, boys. And then sort out the gradient. We'll go quite long-winded on that. Nice gradual gradient. And then this just needs to be simply connected in. So I reckon we'll just kind of keep it. Let's do an 8. We'll do an 8 on all of this. 8, 8, and 8. So just slightly sort out some of these with a little bit more of a bend than naturally. And that's it. That is it. So that then allows us to still have the form of a trumpet connection, but to utilize the space a bit more, make them swing around a bit more, and just give them a bit more space before they connect up to the other line. But also allowing us to go straight on from all different directions to access this area. Now, it's quite a lot of infrastructure that we've placed in, and it's kind of annoying that it's taken me this long to kind of get this all done. But this is going to future-proof this, not only the woodland industry, but anything else we build over here. Now, what would be great is this road is eventually going to come down and kind of hop over and connect. So it's good that we've kind of implemented this because we can also access the woodland area from this too. Trains are going to be able to connect, which makes things 10 times easier. So this area that was once, you know, unreachable, if that's the best way to pull it, because of the infrastructure that was in there in place, we have a better system. A tiered system. This. How dare you? How dare you right now? Put you there and lower you. That's better. Any other little pillars that are now blocking other roads? I think we're okay. I think we're okay. But it just enables the traffic flow to be a lot easier. I do like it. Nice, beautiful little cross. And we'll just see what happens now. We can access from all different areas. We're going to build a woodland industry. It is going to be beautiful. I also need to figure out as well, guys, a way in which I can fix this issue. Now, I did think about this. If I deleted to there, because the problem I've got, we'll quickly take a look at this. And then maybe I'll figure something better out for next episode. But if I bring this in to there, just to then slightly push it back. Now, the issue is not them coming out. That is not the issue whatsoever. But I just want to create a smoother transition for them anyway. Alright, so I'm going to create a smoother transition. Bend it, bend it. Quickly sort this out. Oh, I didn't set the other roundabout up, did I? There we go. So it just creates a little bit of a smoother transition to exit the area in general. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? You guys see those lanes, right? Wait, what? Well, so what road did I use then? The normal highway? Why are those arrows pointing that direction? Yeah, I know you're confused. I know you're confused. Wait, what is going on here? Anyway, this should be... I'm going to delete both of these roads. It shouldn't actually be a... because of the lane thingy. What in the world is going on there, boys? That was hilarious, wasn't it? Yeah, so the issue is not these, you know, exiting from this area. Because that doesn't do it, you know, it's not the problem. It's trying to filter them out onto this road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to them, you know what, guys? You know what, right now? If you're coming from this lane, you're going to filter out onto the red. It is what it is. I don't know why that lane even exists, but hey-ho. So if you're filtering out onto the red lane, which is going to bring you on to here, that lane can also not only take you onto there, but filter you onto these. Right, the reason I'm going to do it like that is because they then choose what lane or what exit they're going through. If they're coming down from here or from here, they're most likely going to be fixated to join the highway. But if you're coming from here, yeah, you can still join the highway, but you're most likely then to go around the roundabout, thus freeing up a few more options on the approach. Now, there seems to be an issue with the stop and start here anyway. We'll kind of let it to flow through. But, I mean, that's already solved a big part of it. It's not the best of fixes, but it's a simple fix. It's an honest fix. And we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens as time goes on. You just never know. The build-up's going to still be there. If it is such a big issue, we'll have to kind of think about alternative ways in which they can exit from this area in general. But, yes, I've built this. It works. For how long, I don't know. But we now have the access and the ability to build our forestry industry for next episode, which is quite exciting. Any other issues, guys, that we're facing? I know this is quite busy around here right now. Which is why these guys need some alternative connections. Which is why I kind of need to maybe link up a connection over to here. Do you know what? I mean, there's a lot of people walking. I mean, it just makes no difference because the passengers can walk over that way anyway. So, if I delete it to here, and then if I use the connection tool. Connection tool, connection tool. Zeniac's best friend. Alright, implement you in. Oh, I've got to elevate it. Right. And then just simply have that. I mean, that road is going to bend all the way around. Connected to there, and we'll just add a little bit of a bend in just for the funsies. But having that there, that's going to be our little kind of little test run right now. A little bit of a test run to see how much traffic flows over here, because if I can take a couple of vehicles off this, it just, you know, alleviates the junctions a little bit more. I mean, I know they're not the best junctions, but I like the design of them and I kind of would like to keep them. So that'll be interesting. I mean, eventually I can bring this down here and the road going across that way as well, and obviously this is going to go connect down to there, and we have some more connections here, there and everywhere. You know, there'll still be lots of connections to kind of play about with. But vehicles going across, you'll get some people that do walk across as well. But every vehicle that goes across here is one less vehicle that's going to drive across here, thus alleviating the junctions. Now, I do need more connections on and off. That's just why I'm going to get this connected to over there. So when I come in this way, I can turn on and off, which is going to be glorious. But also, the way I connected this on the inner loop to get to here, I could do something very similar to get to here. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So lots of vehicles are now crossing, which is good to see. We'll see what kind of damage it does in the long run. It could be a bad decision, as you can see right now. It could be a case of I need to connect this directly over as well, another connection directly here, and even just get these connected to this as well. So they haven't got to rely on going through this. So it's just kind of setting out better routes for them. That's pretty much all it is right now, setting out the better routes and just kind of going from there. But guys, we'll end it here anyway. This has set us up quite nicely for next episode and building this beautiful industry. Let me know what you think about this interchange. I mean, it's probably overkill. It probably still is quite overkill. But we just don't know how much traffic we're going to get up on it, especially when I get this road over here connected to a nice little trumpet over there, how much this whole interchange is going to be used. But I suppose, you know, too much capacity is better than not enough capacity for these interchanges. Because I could have issues like this where I didn't really... Oh no, that's actually quite now free. Okay, whatever I did slightly worked. It has slightly worked. GG Seniac. G to the G. Right guys, until next time, I see you all soon. So good.